They're not going to see me looking at the camera.
Huh?
So they're not going to see me looking at the camera.
Let me bring this down a little bit. There you go. People can hear you now, by the way.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I have no idea what I'm doing, so welcome to this craziness. My husband's trying to help me set everything up here.
It shows up.
Shows what?
Say
hi to my husband here. He's trying to help me.
You have to move your head. Hello.
All right, so, and then this is just the end stream.
Yeah. So
it's
yeah, when you get ready, just hit the end stream button. But you're set up now.
Okay. I guess you can go.
Okay. Well, ask them if they can hear the air conditioner, because
I want to ask everyone. I have like an AC unit on in here, and I don't know if y'all can hear that, if the noise is like distorted. I don't know if y'all can let me know before. You can hear fine? Okay, so I can leave the AC on so I'm not like sweating to death in here. It's already hot in here. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So that's thanks to this awesome mic right here. Okay. Hello, everyone. This is my first time doing this. I have no freaking idea what I'm doing. So I wish I could see all of you and hear all of you. That would make this much better. If you have a drink, then feel free. I'm going to start drinking now. I should have started drinking a while ago, but I've been at HEB running around going to the grocery store. Kids are putting away groceries. It's insanity. Y'all are lucky that I was able to like get my makeup on for this video. Okay, good. Thank you for saying that you cannot hear the AC at all. That's good. Hello, everyone. I'm just looking at all of y'all's comments here. Show us the hubby. The hubby is gone now, but he is also a YouTuber. I'm trying to look at this camera here. It's like weird. I'm looking at my screen here and all the comments, but when I'm looking at the screen, y'all are seeing like side of my face. He has a channel called Tech Odyssey. So you can check out my husband there if you'd like. From Toronto, man, that is so cool. My stepsister lives in Toronto, so that is totally awesome. All right, let's see. Yes, I am in Houston, Texas. Yes, the gaming chair is totally awesome. It's way too big for me. I mean, it's like massive. Definitely for dudes and really tall people. But it's cool. He got this gaming chair to review. It's called Easy SMX, if anybody wants to know. Yes, husband is a gamer, and all 5 boys and my daughter. So 6 kids are gamers, and my husband. Not me, except when COVID hit, I got into Animal Crossing quite a bit. I've kicked the habit now, but it got pretty bad. Hello from Australia. Oh my God, this is so cool. I wish I could see and talk to all of you. Question, how far are you from the Tesla Gigafactory? I think about 3 hours, but I will have to double check that. I'm not for sure. Do I ever charge my Tesla on the 110 outlet? Absolutely freaking not. No. Cheers to that question. Okay, let's get started on this Tesla stuff. So when I first got my Tesla, I had an electrician that was going to come do the electric for me, and he was like, oh, it'll be $200, and we were going to extend the outlet from my dryer that I don't use anymore because I have a gas dryer now. And so I just had a 240 outlet sitting there. Well, then last minute when I was about to take delivery, my electrician was like, oh, wait, never mind. I forgot we have to like do all this other crazy stuff. So it's going to be $400. And so I was like, dude, like that's twice as much money. That's not my fault that you didn't think about needing a second guy for the job. So I fired the electrician. Hopefully he's not watching. And my beloved neighbor across the street, I won't say his name for privacy purposes, but he is amazing, and he used to be an electrician, and he came over and we hooked up the 240 outlet ourselves, and I helped him do that. But the first week that I had my Tesla, I only had a 110 volt outlet in the driveway, and it was a freaking nightmare. And I was like, I'm basically going to have to drive one of my gas cars probably, because I drive 120 miles a day for work. And so that's like half my battery right there for sure. And it takes, I don't even remember how long, but it took days to charge on 110. So for me, driving that much per day, that's not feasible because it takes longer to charge than it does to run the battery down. So in my opinion, 240 is the way to go. Let's see what else we got here. Forget the Tesla. I want the gaming channel. Okay, sorry. Not a gaming channel, you guys. I will say you can charge on a 110 outlet if you're driving like 30 miles per day or maybe 60 miles a day. But for me, no. So it depends on how far you're going to be driving daily and how long you'll actually have to charge your car overnight on the 110. I charge on my dryer outlet. Yes, same. I have a gas dryer now, so the gas dryer takes like a 110 or a 120 volt outlet, and then the rest of it is natural gas. So I extended that 240 volt out to my driveway, and that's what I use. So it's essentially it was my dryer outlet, and that's what I charge on. Do you ever think you'll move up to the Model X? I love the Model X. I feel like this is a little bit blurry. Okay, there you go. But mainly because of the doors. There's not really anything else about the Model X that I really am in love with. It's just I freaking love the doors. But other than that, I love the Model 3. I love the way it handles. I love that it's low to the ground and it really hugs the road. I feel like I can just whip it around anywhere at any speed in any driving condition on any type of road. Dirt with potholes, just did that recently. Muddy road, that was fun. When I went to go see my family, it's a muddy dirt road with lots of potholes, and in the rain on the freeway. I mean, I love the way that the Model 3 handles. It's my favorite. Now I say that, and I haven't driven any other models, none of them. I've only driven my Tesla, but I've read a lot about what other people have said about the Model Y and Model X and how they sit a little bit higher. And I prefer to be super low to the ground because I can really just whip around quickly at high speeds and not have any problems and not get motion sickness or anything like that. All right, so let's see. 2.5 hours from Houston to Austin Gigafactory. Thank you very much, Mark. I appreciate that. When you park the Tesla and the weather became extremely hot, does it automatically cool itself, like turning in the air conditioning or something? There is a feature, I'm trying to stay where I'm in focus. There's a feature in your car where you can set it to cabin overheat protection, and that will, once the temperature in the cabin gets above 105 degrees, so 106 degrees, then it will turn the AC on and it will cool down the car. So it will keep it at 105 degrees or lower. It doesn't let it get above that. However, I have turned that on and I feel like I got in and it was hotter than 105. So I haven't used it too much yet, but it is starting to get hot out now here in Texas. So I will be using that more. So maybe I used it wrong or something, but I did feel like it did get up to like 115 or something, even though I had it set for the cabin overheat protection. But I'm not sure if I have a lot of different driver profile settings. And I think maybe what happened, which I could be wrong, but I think if you have it set to that in one driver profile setting, but not in another one, then it may have reverted back to the one that I hadn't set that in. So I think that could be an issue. Sometimes I have to sit on a cushion, not because there's anything wrong with the car, just because like I have serious back problems. And so occasionally So I have two settings for my own driver profile setting, one with cushion, one without. So I think what happened is when I turned on the cabin overheat protection, it was in the wrong setting, the wrong profile. So I think that's what happened with that, but you can keep it from overheating. My favorite thing that I have started doing recently is it's getting crazy hot here. Like today it's like 90, it's 88 now, but it was 90 earlier. So when I go grocery shopping at HEB or whatever, I will turn the climate on in the car. You actually go into the climate, hit on, and it will turn the AC on full blast. And it will leave it on basically 24 hours a day if you leave it on up until your battery gets to 20%. And then it will automatically turn that off. And so what that does is you come out to your car and it's left the AC on full blast while you've been shopping, however many hours. And your car will be ice freaking cold. Like there was condensation on my seats, everything. The kids were freaking out. I did do a short on that. And I think a lot of people didn't really understand like what was happening, but I've started using that a lot. Every time I go in the store now, I just hit climate on and leave the AC on while I go shopping. Amazing. And you can also do that while you're at work too. And you can turn it on and off from your phone. And I actually have the stats app, which one of my amazing followers gifted to me because I was too cheap to buy it because it was $40 for the app. And I can control things from my watch now on my car. So that's super nice. Let's see. I know your hubby from live streams. Great guy. Yes. He is the only one I've ever seen a live stream from. I've never watched a live stream before except my husband's. So he came and set all this up for me, and this was actually his idea. I was super exhausted. My uncle's funeral was yesterday, and I loved him very, very much. And I've been preparing for the funeral all month, and I was too tired today to make a video and then edit it and try to get it up. And my husband was like, "Why don't you just do a live stream?" And I'm like, "What? Are you serious? You what?" He's like, "Yeah, just get on there and talk for an hour and read the comments and stuff." And I'm like, "I guess I could try that." So, and then a bunch of stuff came up. We were running around. Things were taking too long while we were out, and I came home and I was like rushing to get ready and put my makeup on. He was trying to set all this up. So thank you to my husband for getting all this live streams stuff set up for me. Let's see. Do you have paint protection? No, I do not have any paint protection at all. I'm going to drink to that. It's at least a few $100s. And I don't want to say I'm too poor, but I'm too cheap to do the PPF. So I did not get paint protection on my car. Now, the places that I drive in Houston, and again, I drive 100 minimum to 120 miles a day, 5 days a week for work. And I drive all over Houston, and Houston has had we have the longest construction project in the world in the history of mankind. It's been going on for 25 years or something. Seriously, it's I think it's in the Guinness Book of World Records for the longest construction on freeways in Houston. So there is cement trucks everywhere. There's construction everywhere. They'll be cutting the old freeway above you with freaking construction, cement dust blowing and everything. So I do have some paint chips missing off my bumper, but I'm doing 75 miles an hour for 2 hours a day, 5 days a week without fail. And considering how much I have beat the crap out of my car and how many things I have seen hit my car that I could not avoid, the paint has held up very well. And I have looked at my other cars that I own. I have 3 other cars in the driveway. They all have the same paint chips. Maybe, Tesla is a fairly new company. Maybe their paint is a little bit thinner. But for me personally, it seems to be holding up the same as all my other cars that I have owned. Same amount of chips to the same amount of damage. I don't feel like, if you're just driving this, people's normal commute is 20 miles to work, 30 miles to work. and then back home or whatever. And they're not typically on freeways full of freaking construction for every single freaking mile. I don't really feel like you need all that, extra paint protection. If you can get it and you have the money to blow, go for it. I support you 100%. For me, do I wish I would have got that paint protection on my bumper? Yes. But on the rest of the car, I don't feel like it's necessary. I mean, and it's kind of too late now. And I know that there's some paint things, paint touch-ups that I can get. And actually someone sent me a link to the Tesla website where they sell their own touch-up paint. So eventually I'll do a YouTube video on that, touching up the paint yourself and everything. But, it is what it is. If you're going to get it, I feel like the bumper is probably really the only place that you need it. I don't have chips anywhere else on the whole entire vehicle. So, and I beat the absolute crap out of my Tesla every day. It has really taken a beating. Let's see. Is the gaming chair more comfortable or the Tesla seat? This seat freaking sucks compared to my Tesla. My Tesla wraps around my whole body, and then you can heat the seats up, and it has that amazing lumbar support. I swear to God, okay, I'm not lying. Nobody's freaking paying me to say this, and I'm not making any money off this live stream, really. The driver's seat in my Tesla is the most comfortable seat that I have ever sat in my life. Like, seriously. And pretty much everything that I do at work on a daily basis is spine surgery and spine injections and things like that in the operating room. And I have back problems myself. And it is the most comfortable thing. At the end of the day, when my back is freaking killing me from standing there for 10 hours moving this big machine, and I've had heavy lead on all day, protecting me from the radiation, my back is killing me. And as soon as I get in my car, it is like heaven. I mean, I turn that seat warmer up all the way. Every single time I get in my car, I have the seat warmer on super hot, as hot as it will go. And it can burn you, by the way. And I have the AC on. And that lumbar support, oh my God. I could go on and on about the seat in my Tesla. So we'll just stop there. It's definitely the Tesla seat is more comfortable than this gaming chair and my couch and my bed, actually. Let me see. Okay. There are so many of you in here. Oh my gosh. Thank you everyone so much for coming. I thought maybe like 2 people, maybe 3 would show up. And I'm going to be like twiddling my fingers, like waiting for everyone to pop up in here. But there's like so many comments. It's going to take me a second just to read. And everyone that's just, thank you. Thank you for commenting and being here. I appreciate it so much. Would you ever get a long range when the time comes? Let me make sure I didn't miss anything first. Here's my thoughts on the long range. And I could be wrong, okay? I don't sit around and study Tesla stuff all day, every day. I would if I could, but my life is insane, and I don't have time for that. But when I had looked at it, now I could be wrong. But I think it was like 100 extra miles or something for like $10,000. And if I'm being honest, I almost maxed out my loan to get this car. This car was right at like the top of my loan cutoff. And I put money down, so I put like $2,400 down, but I couldn't afford the long range. And I also felt like, I don't know, like that's a lot of extra money for 100 miles. But if I could afford the long range, absolutely, I would buy it 100%, because my standard range plus is enough for me. But there's a couple places that I have thought about traveling, and I have so much battery range anxiety still, because it's like, I would get to this supercharger with like 10% battery on the way to Colorado with my kids. This is one place I want to go. And if I had that long range, I wouldn't have to worry. It's just, and I know there are some other features that come with the long range, not just the battery. But to me, this is the most beautiful, most comfortable, most amazing, most fun car that I've ever had in my life and ever driven. So I don't really need all that extra stuff. To me, I'm already happy with the standard range, but it would really just be for the battery. And I feel like that's a big price tag for that much more battery. But yeah, if I could afford long range, absolutely. If you can get it, go for it. But I think that the standard range is just fine too for most people. If I drive 120 miles a day and I do standard range, and also I don't have the heat pump, I ordered mine 3 months before they came out, the 2021 with the heat pump. And I only charge at night. I don't have to stop and charge anywhere at superchargers. So I think standard range is just fine. I'm perfectly happy with mine. Do I own Tesla stock? No, I wish I did. I'm too poor. Some people buy stock, some people buy Teslas. I could afford the Tesla, but not the stock. Do I hope to own Tesla stock one day? Absolutely. But, it's not really in the cards for me right now. But I've talked to so many people that bought Tesla stock years ago, and now I'm actually watching them purchase their first Teslas with the money that they made on their Tesla stock. And it is just, it's so amazing. I mean, it's just so cool. I don't know. I could go on and on about that too. That is just awesome to me. If you can buy Tesla stock, go for it. Thank you everyone for your condolences too. I really appreciate that. I'm going to try not to cry right now. I've been crying every day for like 3 weeks, so. But I appreciate y'all. Let me go back up. My God, there's so many comments. Oh my gosh, I love you all so much. Let me see here. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, that's hilarious. Sarah, you can get a thumbs up when you show your feet. This isn't that kind of channel, you guys, but I mean, if a lot of people really want to see my feet, sure, I'll show you my feet. I'm barefoot right now. I just had a pedicure yesterday. Why not? Oh my God. That's hilarious. Let me see. Nice streaming setup. Do you really think so? I feel like I'm so blurry. We have this new camera that I've never used before. There's a big microphone I'm trying to talk into here. I've never done this before, so I appreciate you saying this is a good setup. I feel like it's kind of weird, but I haven't watched too many streams myself, so. Let's see. How much did you see your electric bill go up once you got your Tesla? If I'm being honest, I tried to do a video on this and I wanted to give people an answer, but actually, for some reason, when I got my Tesla and I started charging it, the first 3 months, my electricity went down. So I wasn't able to be like, oh, like it went up this much. No, it actually went down. But I have kept up with my kilowatt usage, and also since I used to do it by hand in my day planner. I have a day planner that I use for all the kids stuff and work and all these things. And so every single day in my day planner, I started writing my distance driven, the temperature outside, the temperature I kept the climate on, if I was using the seat warmers, if I had the aero hubcaps on or not, and how fast I was going, and all these things, how many kilowatts I used for how many miles. But now that I have the Stats app, freaking love the Stats app. I've been meaning to do a video on it, but it's on the list, but it hasn't got there yet. It shows you, actually I have my phone right here, how many kilowatts you use per day or per week or per month. and you can put in there how much you paid per kilowatt hour. And when I first got my Tesla, I was paying 8 cents per kilowatt hour because it was like, once you go over a certain amount of kilowatt usage, then the rest of it is like 8 cents. And we always hit that cap. So basically my Tesla was always 8 cents per kilowatt hour. But we just recently changed our plan. So now we're paying 10 cents per kilowatt hour. I'll try to show y'all the stats app real quick, how that looks. So it actually shows kilowatts added. So it's not kilowatts used. It's how many I added to my car by charging it, but it's basically the exact same thing. That's what it added because that's how many I lost. So let's do, for example, the last 30 days. The highest kilowatts that I used I don't know if y'all can see this. This is the stats app. It is only for Apple, so that kind of sucks, but they have reasons behind that. So for the month of May, I used 621.98 kilowatts. So what you do is, we'll just say 622 kilowatts for that month of May. And so I'll do 622 kilowatts. Can y'all see this? Times 0.10 cents, or 10 cents. So the most that I have ever spent on electricity for my car in 1 month on my electric bill was $62. I don't know if y'all can, is that like backwards? $62. Okay, that's the most. But I drove a lot of miles that month. Let me see how many miles that was real quick, and then we'll move on to the next question. I drove, I know y'all probably can't see that. How does this, okay, I'll just read it to y'all. I drove 2,968 miles that month that it cost me $61 on my electricity bill. That's insane. Can you imagine if I drove that many miles with gas? I mean, that's like, especially in the truck that we had, the Ford F-150, or my husband's new, he got a 2021 Subaru WRX STI. He gets 14 miles to the gallon. Like, I can't even like imagine how expensive that would be to drive that car. So yeah, it's usually an extra $40 per month on my electric bill for my Tesla, and I drive about 2,000 miles average per month. So that is the answer to that. I know it's like a lot of information. I hope I'm talking okay and y'all can hear me okay. I feel like I'm talking fast because there's so many comments. I don't even have time to like drink my beer right here. Which I really needed to calm down before I did this. It's kind of nerve-wracking. I don't know how many of you do live streams that are on here, but it's like pretty crazy trying to do this the first time. Do you plan on doing exterior mods to your Tesla like chrome delete or spoiler? I don't like the chrome delete personally. I hate it. I love the chrome, but that's probably because every single car I think that I've ever had always had the black. So I love the chrome. I think it's beautiful and classy and just gorgeous. And I love chrome. I love silver. I love shiny things. Give me all the shiny things and glitter and all that stuff. So I love the chrome. I think it's beautiful. I get why a lot of people like the chrome delete because it looks real sporty, especially if you have like black rims and blacked out everything and dark tint, and then the chrome delete. It can look really BA. But for me, I'm not going to be doing the chrome delete. I don't like it. I love the chrome. However, I did put that color changing wrap on my door handles, which usually looks black in the shade, but if the light hits it just right, it will turn like 8 different colors. And I do love it, but I wish it was a little bit brighter. I mean, the sun really has to be beaming down on my door handles for you to see the color. It usually just looks black. But that's pretty much the only exterior mod that I did. I did get some color changing decals to go over all the Tesla symbols on the inside and outside of the car, but it's just been sitting in my room for like months and I haven't got around to doing it. But it's the same color, so I feel like it's just gonna look black everywhere and delete the chrome. So I just haven't got around to putting them on. Spoiler, no, I'm not gonna do a spoiler. And you didn't ask this, but I personally don't like the carbon fiber stuff. If it's real carbon fiber, then it's freaking awesome. But I can't personally afford carbon fiber stuff, like, you know, everything. And even if I could, I just don't like it because I've seen so much fake carbon fiber that I just feel like even if you have the real stuff, people just assume it's fake. I don't know. From far away, I don't know. Carbon fiber is just not my thing. I know a lot of people love it, but it's not my thing personally. So no, I don't. Other exterior mods. I mean, I did I took the original aerodynamic hubcaps off and I put the aero caps on so that I can actually see my rims now, and I actually do love that. So I guess that's an exterior mod that I did, and I really like it a lot, and everybody else likes it too. And I'm actually nobody asked this, but I'm glad that I took the aerodynamic hubcaps off because what I noticed is I didn't take them off for the first like few months that I owned the car. And what was happening, I believe, is there's calcium buildup on part of my rims now because it couldn't really dry properly underneath the aerodynamic hubcaps from like rain and condensation and me washing the car and things like that. So I need to somehow get that calcium buildup off my rims. And since my rims are exposed now, whenever I wash the car, I hand dry it with a towel. And so I don't have any kind of water spots or calcium deposit or anything like that. I could be wrong on that, but if you're going to leave the original aerodynamic hubcaps on there, I suggest that you take them off every time you wash your car and then you hand dry your rims and then put the aerodynamic hubcaps back on. And also, I haven't actually noticed any range loss with the aerodynamic hubcaps. I could be wrong, but I've been looking for it, and I feel like I get home with the same amount of battery, so I haven't really noticed much loss, and so I just left them on there. The aero cap kit is what I've left on there, so I can see my pretty rims. Let's see. The Model X can dance. Yeah, it's pretty cool. What is one thing I wish I knew before buying the car? The one thing that I wish I knew before buying this freaking car is that if I had waited 3 months, because maybe more than 3 months. I think I ordered the car the end of June or in July, August. No, I ordered it in July. And then of 2020. And then I took delivery of my car on September 28th, 2020. And then the end of the year, the 2021 Model 3s came out and they had the double pane glass, and I could be wrong, but I believe the LED headlights, and they have 20 extra miles of range, and they have the heat pump and all these things. And I'm like, I should have waited to get the 2021 model. And also, I think that they give a USB drive now, which I need to get a new one because mine doesn't hold enough storage. So just little things like that. I wish I would have waited for the 2021 model. But that being said, I love my center console on the 2020. And I don't like the updated console on the 2021. I'm sorry, you guys. I love that piano black on there, and the way it looks just so modern and beautiful. I don't know. I don't really like the refreshed center console. But everything else with the 2021 is awesome, and I feel like I wish I would have waited. Like my frunk is like shaped for having a heat pump, but I don't actually have the heat pump. It's like mine is like in between. There's like people that didn't have a heat pump and they had the bigger trunk, and then people with the smaller, frunk. People with the smaller frunk like me, but they don't have the heat pump. And then right after mine, people have the smaller frunk, and then they actually have the heat pump in there. So I'm just like, I have like this weird model where they've changed the shape of the car to include some hardware that I don't actually have. So, but you know, other than that, I have no issues with it. I love everything about my car. That's the only one thing I wish that I had known about. Let's see. How difficult was financing for getting the Tesla? So, I don't have bad credit, but I basically don't have any credit at all. Like I've always saved up and paid cash for stuff, and if I couldn't afford it, I just didn't get it. I only had like one Kohl's credit card many years ago, and one student loan, well, actually 2 student loans for the same thing, and that's pretty much it. So my credit score was like a upper 600s, but I had no actual like good credit or no bad credit, no credit at all. So I did apply for financing through the Tesla finance service that they suggest, and I can't remember what it was called, but they denied me. They're like, nope, you have no credit. We're not gonna, no. And my husband is a military veteran, medically retired from the Air Force for 16 years. And so he has USAA for like pretty much everything. So I got on his USAA account and I applied for my own car loan through USAA as his spouse, and they approved me with like 3.56% interest rate, I think, something like that, which I thought was pretty decent considering I have no credit. So, and no, he didn't co-sign or anything like that. It was just me applying. So I was happy with that, and I went with USAA. And I had saved up several $1,000s, but since my loan would cover $36,000, I ended up just paying the difference, which was the car came out to like $39,900 or something like that. So it was like $3,000 or something that I paid upfront with cash on my debit card on the Tesla website, and the rest was all financing through USAA. So yeah, that's pretty much where I stopped with that. And my car insurance is also on USAA. I know no one asked that, but our other 3 cars that we had were on Geico, and it was like $200 for like all those cars together. And they're all new cars, still under financing and stuff, full coverage. And then to add my Tesla on there, and I have like a perfect driving record, and I'm married and older and everything, they wanted like $200 extra more just for the Tesla. I'm like, what? So I talked to USAA for car insurance, and I have full coverage on my Tesla through USAA for $156 a month. So USAA loves Tesla. They love financing them. They love doing insurance on them. They give great insurance. They know a lot about the car. They know about the glass roof. They know how much it costs. Like, they were very educated and very supportive and asked me questions, being nice and everything. Geico does not like Tesla. I don't know what their deal is, but we actually left our other 3 cars on Geico because it was $40 cheaper to leave the other ones on Geico than to put them on USAA. So I have the Tesla on USAA car insurance and our other 3 cars on Geico. So you do have to be associated with the military or have a military spouse or military family to use USAA, but I really love them. They've been really good to me and my husband. So let's see. Sarah, will your husband get F-150 electric truck? No, but when I got so he had a Ford F-150, I believe a 2020 model when I got my Tesla. He had just recently bought it, and it was brand new. And then I got my Tesla, and he drove it, and there's some things he doesn't like about it. But He loves it. I love it. But he was like, well, I really love that engine roar, and I smell of gasoline and things like that. And he's like, man, he's like, after driving your Tesla, I know that all these gas cars are going to be obsolete after this. So he wanted to get his favorite gas car because he knows that gas is like basically obsolete. Tesla has killed gas. And so he got his Subaru STI. But then, and I've tried to tell him, I'm like, oh, God, the Subaru is so expensive on gas, and I know you love it, and I'm happy you got it, honey, and it's your favorite car, but I'm like, why don't you get a Tesla? Get a Tesla, And he went behind my back recently about, I guess a month and a half ago, and he pre-ordered a Cybertruck. He didn't even tell me. He didn't ask me nothing. Like, we ask each other about everything. I'm like, can I get this lip gloss? It's $10 or whatever. And he didn't ask me. He I think is going to get the Cybertruck, but we'll see how it goes. That would be so awesome if we did that. But yeah. Let's see. What setting do you set your steering wheel at? Sport, standard, or comfy? And how about speed, standard or chill? I 97% of the time, I leave it in sport steering, and I leave the speed in standard. I love the sports car feel. I love it. It's just, I love it. I love the tight steering. I love feeling connected to the road. I love it. The only time that I put it on chill is when like I have a road trip or something, and I'm like, I'm a little bit close on the battery or something like that. That's only happened maybe 3 times since I've had the car, and I did put it in chill mode to like conserve battery because I wasn't sure about my battery range, but it ended up being fine, and then I like put it back in standard mode. But I love standard and sports. I absolutely love it. And I don't really feel like there's that much of a difference with the sport, standard, and comfy in the steering wheel. But for some reason, when I put it in sport, like, I don't know. I could go on about that feeling. I know y'all probably know what I'm talking about, but that sport steering is so tight. I mean, you just barely turn it just a little bit, and I love it. I don't like loose steering. I hate loose steering. We are currently renting or leasing a Volvo like crossover type thing for the summer for my kids because we sold our Suburban to my brother recently. So we rented a family car for the summer so I can take the 6 kids, by myself places I need to go, gym, whatever. And it has super loose steering, and my husband loves it because he has some shoulder and neck problems. So the sport steering kind of like hurts him a little bit. But I can't stand it. Ugh. It's like driving like the super old Bodie Cadillac or like Oldsmobile. I cannot stand loose steering. I like it tight. I like to go fast. I like to hug the road. I like to feel connected to every single little bump and every little thing. I love sport mode. Sport mode is the only way to go, in my opinion. Aloha. Thank you for loving all my videos. Y'all are so sweet. I'm so happy people love them, and I'm surprised of how supportive everyone has been in the Tesla community. It's shocking, seriously. Let's see. How much battery drain do you see in a typical day? As in, when you're parked at work for a shift, how much do you typically lose? I knew that I should have brought some notes on this because I figured someone would ask me this and I would probably forget because I have so much going on in my brain right now. But I don't lose that much percent battery. Maybe, man, I feel terrible. I did not get my notes for this because I forgot. I'm sitting here drinking a beer and just not thinking about it, and I have so much other stuff. I don't lose more than 5% in 8 hours. But I do have a video on this. about the battery drain when it's sitting with Sentry mode on and with Sentry mode off. I'm so sorry, I can't remember the numbers, but there's really not that much battery drain loss unless it's super cold out. But if it's not like 30 degrees Fahrenheit or below, then I leave my Sentry mode on 24 hours a day. I have no issues driving 60 miles to work and then letting it sit for 10 hours while I'm at work sometimes, or even 11 hours at work one time, and then driving back home another 60 miles. And I leave with 90% battery and I get home with like between 26 to 40% battery. It just depends on the weather and the AC and the heater and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of factors that go into that equation. But I feel like you don't really lose that much battery when it's just sitting. So, but when you think about, now this is in my video too. For example, now if you left your car sitting for a week with Sentry mode on versus sitting for a week without Sentry mode on, there is a huge difference. In your regular workday, you're not going to see that much battery loss. You'll be totally fine. It'll be less than 10% battery loss for sure. But if you're talking about leaving this thing for weeks at an airport, you should definitely turn the Sentry mode off for sure. Yeah, and I have a video on that. You'll have to go watch it. And I'm so sorry I was not prepared for the number type stuff. Let's see. It only does it for 12 hours for the interior temp protection. It looks like you made this a for sure comment, like you're for sure about this. I don't know. You're probably right. I haven't, that could be an issue. Maybe it's because I left it overnight. I was saying that when I came out, it was over 105 degrees in my car. It may have been because I left it overnight and I thought it was going to go till the next day. So Tesla M3, you're probably definitely right on that. That's probably what I screwed up on, and I don't know what I was doing with that. So thank you for that comment. If you can, let us know if that's like a for sure thing or if that's in the form of a question, but you have a period here. So it looks like the interior cabin overheat protection only stays on for 12 hours, Tesla M3 is saying. So that could definitely be where I screwed up on mine. I haven't done an experiment on that, so I have no idea. Oh, Stephen St. Peter Jr. My 3-year-old son thinks you're pretty and he wants to marry you someday. That is so sweet. So sweet. Tell him thank you. I love kids. Maybe not mine. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just joking. Have a lot of teenagers, you guys. I hope there's some moms on here. I haven't been able to look at names too much, but whew, I got like, I basically have like 4 teenagers right now. So my daughter is like inside mad at me right now. And you know, y'all feel me on the parent thing. Makes me happy. One kid likes me right now. Stephen St. Peter's 3-year-old likes me. I've got that going for me. Let's see. Whoa. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong, but Ahmad Alamir. I was visiting my family in the UAE last month, and it was 125 degrees Fahrenheit. So Texas is nothing compared to that. Holy crap balls. 125 degrees. It's gotten to like 110 here in Texas, and I thought that was like, I mean, people were dying. Like it was bad. Like I can't even imagine 125 degrees. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Congratulations to James Haskins on your Tesla. I am excited for you. That is awesome. So many people. Everyone else is waiting for their Teslas to come in. Congratulations to you. I am so excited for you too. I know I've missed so many comments, but there's so many of them. I'm so shocked right now. There's so many people in here. I can't even count. Thank you all so much. Sarah, do you drive the speed limit or do you keep with the flow of traffic? I drive the speed limit if there's a police officer which there are several on the way to work every day. There's like 8 of them on the way to work. I know exactly where they all are. Because I drive the same route every day. But I normally just go with the flow of traffic, but I don't typically ever drive over 76 miles per hour. That's like my cutoff. My normal daily happy average is 74 miles per hour. And I pretty much do that. If I drive 110 miles, I'm doing that about 107 miles of my drive is 74 miles per hour, pretty much. I don't know why I like that number. I just feel like maybe it's in like a different ticket bracket because the speed limit is 65 miles per hour everywhere I drive. So I'm like, well, if I go 75 miles per hour, that's going 10 miles over the speed limit. But if I'm doing 74 miles per hour, that's only 9. I'm not like 10 miles over the speed limit. So I typically, 74 is my favorite speed to go pretty much. My husband drives way faster and I'm like, dude, try to keep up with him on the freeway when we're doing like I'm not a crazy driver. I'm very safe. I've never had an accident, knock on wood. There's no wood in here, but I'm typically pretty safe. I just pay attention to everyone else around me and go with the flow. And I have said in my videos, someone made a comment, I said that I always drive in the fast lane, which I do. I feel like the fast lane is the safest place for me to use autopilot. I explained this in my autopilot video, and somebody was like, you shouldn't be driving in the fast lane all the time. And well, I don't know. I don't know why they were even upset, but they were like, you shouldn't be staying in the fast lane all the time. I guess because I was using autopilot. But because I'm on autopilot, I am constantly watching people around me. It's so much easier to pay attention to the road and the people around you when you're on autopilot. I feel like I'm a much safer driver than I ever have been in my whole life because of autopilot. Not because it's doing it for me, but because it's taught me about some bad habits that I had, and it's also allowed me to pay better attention to my surroundings. And, not go out of my lane when I'm trying to eat between, surgery centers, when I'm rushing back and forth, or trying to eat on the way home, or eat on the way to work, or drink my coffee, or answer a text message or whatever, which of course that's hands-free now, which is freaking amazing. So I'm a much safer driver with autopilot for many, many reasons, but going with the flow of traffic, if I see someone coming up behind me quickly and I see them probably at least 8 cars back, I immediately get to the right and I go in the middle lane. I don't just stay in the fast lane and then make all these people go around me. Like, that's just disrespectful. I don't know why some people just stay there and make you go around. Occasionally that happens and people do have to go around me, but not usually. It's usually for a reason, or because they come up so fast that there's like, they already have their blinker on because they're coming up so quickly. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to try to get over because they're already telling me that they're going to get over and go around. So, but I always get out of the way, and I don't know. I've heard a lot of people don't do that. And I feel like, I don't know who taught them how to drive, but if someone's coming up behind you quickly, like, you need to get out of the way. It's just, that's what you do. I've already been teaching my kids that, and they're not even driving yet. So, apparently Nashville, Tennessee, they have a lot of road construction too. So Techie James, you definitely feel me. Freaking hate construction. Oh my gosh. There's some things that are better because of it, but like, not much. Let's see. Oh, Mark agreed. Best seat on earth. Yes, it is. And you know what? I wasn't going to bring up negative comments, but I am going to bring this up. No one commented this in my live stream, but someone on my channel, I don't know if you're watching right now, but it really upset me. They said, this stupid idiot, me, has her AC on full blast and her seat warmer on full blast. Like, who does that? And I'm like, I do that every time I get in the car because this seat is so comfortable, and that seat warmer starts relaxing all these muscles in my back, and it feels so good because my back is like spasming from having that lead on all day at work and doing all the jobs that I have to do. My back is freaking killing me when I leave work every day. it just feels so good. And it's hot in the car. So of course I have the AC blasting and I have that seat warmer on full blast. So I'm like, why are you mad at me? Why are you calling me stupid for having my seat warmer on and my AC on? Like, what is wrong with people? All of you people in here, I love you so much. You are so sweet and so nice, but occasionally you get those people. Like, why are you judging me on my seat warmer? Come on. Oh my God. Mark said, no kids, freedom rocks. I hate you. Oh, just kidding. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I'm just a little bit jealous. No, I love my kids, everyone. If you're a stranger, which most of y'all are, don't think that I hate my children. I love them so much that I care so much. So it's like every day I just feel like a failure and everything's miserable. It's just, if you're not a parent, you're lucky. If you don't want kids, don't let anybody talk you into having children. They will consume your entire life, your soul, your everything. They will be everything to you, and you will have no more freedom. You will love them so much that tiny things will become impossible. Trying to get someone to brush their teeth. Who knew that could be a war that would take years? Getting someone to brush their teeth. I never could have. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm going on about this, but it's like, I'm jealous of you. You and your no having kids. All right. Let's see. Okay. Tesla M3. He said I'm sorry, I assumed. Tesla M3. I looked in the owner's manual about it, and that's where I read that it lasts only 12 hours for the cabin overheat protection. So that's very good to know. Thank you so much for explaining that. That's probably obviously why my cabin got over 105 degrees, because I left it on for like 2 days and I thought it was just going to like continue to provide that cabin overheat protection forever, but apparently it only provides it for 12 hours. So I didn't know that. So thank you so much. Monaco, I hope I'm saying that. Just mass reproduce and make an army. Ha ha ha. I'm working on it. 6. I have 6 in my army. No moss. No moss, children. If you had time to wait, would you wait for the version Y 2.0 with better batteries and chassis? If I could have waited, yeah, I mean, here's the thing. A lot of people ask me, hey, should I go buy a Tesla right now? And I'm like, well, yes and no. Teslas are amazing in my opinion. To me, they're like the best car in the world. I knew absolutely nothing about Teslas before I purchased mine, and I could go on and on about that forever. But if you can wait, then wait, because they are advancing so quickly that if you can wait, 2 to 5 years or something, especially 5 years, with like a way better battery and all these other things, all these other upgrades, and correcting a bunch of issues that they had, then yeah, wait, it's going to be freaking amazing. I don't know how much the cost will differ then, whether it'll go up or go down or what, but this car is all technology, and I am not a tech person per se. I'm not tech savvy, I'm not computer savvy, but it's obvious to me that the technology in this car is just like, it's mind-blowing. I could sit in my car and just think about all the little things in this car for hours and like never get bored. It's insane. So if waiting 2 to 5 years for Tesla is like waiting like hundreds of years for other car makers, because they're going to be so much more advanced in just a few years. I mean, shoot, we get software updates like every couple weeks. I think the longest I've had to wait for an update was maybe like 3 or 4 weeks. They're constantly fixing things. They're constantly changing things. So many things have changed drastically since I've got the car, especially with the holiday update. I mean, if you can wait a few years, wait a few years. Go for it. I mean, if I would have waited 3 months, I would have had a heat pump. and like 20 extra miles or 40 extra miles range. Like, it just depends. If you can wait, then wait. If you can get it now, then get it now. For me, I needed a car, and I ordered it, and I was driving my Mazda 2 2012. I had 167,000 miles on it, and I had ordered the Tesla, and then I was driving to work one day, and I was like looking for a sign from the universe. I'm like, man, I shouldn't have bought this car for myself. I don't deserve this. It's costing like $40,000. I've never had a new car. I don't know if this was the right decision. Maybe I should just get a used car for myself. Do I really need a brand new car that's expensive? And my car overheated on the way to work. It overheated. And I was like, oh my God, please just get me to the first and second surgery center that I need to go to for these cases. And then after that, you can blow up. I don't care if you blow up. I don't care if you catch on fire, whatever. Just get me to these 2 surgery centers, because like I had to cover these cases. There was nobody else. Yeah, my car did make it, and it made it back home. And then basically I drove my husband's F-150 until my Tesla finally came. So if you need a new car, get a Tesla now. If you can wait and you're perfectly happy with the car you have now, then wait a couple of years and it'll be even more BA than it was now. I mean, it's insane how fast Tesla is advancing. All right, let's see here. My son is 19. I feel ya. Flux Labs. Thank you. Yes. I have a 15-year-old son, and he's like about to be driving. He's doing his driver's ed right now. And I'm like, he's going to be driving. Like, he can't even load the dishwasher properly. Like, you're supposed to be driving like 80 miles an hour on the freeway with like all these other idiots playing on their phones, and I can't trust them and I can't trust you. Like, I asked my parents the other day, I'm like, how did you ever let me like start driving? Like, how did you just like let go and just hand me the keys and be like, here's the world, Sarah, just go for it? Like, I'm freaking out. I'm totally freaked out about my kids driving. But I got a little tipsy one night. And my 15-year-old, he's my stepson, but he's my baby. And he's like, Mom, let me drive the Tesla. Let me drive the Tesla. And I was like, you can't drive the Tesla. You're 15. You have no permit, no nothing. And I was like, but you know what? The most important part, the hardest part is parking. So I let him for like an hour and a half, like drive down our driveway and then back up, because you have to back around this curve like 12 inches from the other 3 cars that we have, because I have to back up so that I can charge. So I would let him like drive down to the end of the driveway and then back up around the curve, and like we did this forever. And then but I can't imagine him like getting on the freeway or like, oh my God. All the parents in here with teenagers, you know what I'm talking about. All right, so let's see. Oh my gosh, I have to find my way back up here. What time is it? Oh my gosh, it's already been an hour. I have the ability to just keep streaming, so I guess I'm just gonna like keep going. I don't really know how this works. It was supposed to be from like 7 to 8, but I mean, if y'all want to stay, I'm happy to keep going. I have so many comments that I have not answered, and it's actually really fun. I'm so happy all of you showed up. Thank you. Say frunk 10 times fast. Okay, let's see. Frunk. Ha! I did it. It's probably only because I've been drinking. I did it. Let's see if anyone else can do it. Can you say frunk 10 times fast? Oh my God, there's so many comments. I need to learn to like shut up and isolate my talking to the comments. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not really a talker until I start talking about my Tesla, and then I can't shut up, which is why my videos are so long. I've been trying so hard to get them shorter. Do you wish you would have purchased the Model Y? No. But only because I have heard other people say that the handling is not as tight and low to the ground as the Model 3. Everything else with the Model Y seems to be better. from what I've read. That's not like 100%. That's not like a thing I've done research on. But I like that. I think the seats in the Model Y, excuse me, that's nice. I'm burping on the internet. Anyway, is like 3 inches higher than mine. I have said that in my Model 3, the seats are very low to the floorboard. They're not very high up off the floorboard. So when I first started driving the Model 3, it was like weird because I usually have my left leg bent and then my right leg straight on the accelerator. But I can't leave my left leg bent up because it's like such an awkward angle for my ankle that I actually get ankle strain. Like kind of like you're wearing like a stiletto. I don't know. The angle is like weird with the floorboard. But I learned to put my left foot on the dead pedal. I've just never used the dead pedal in my entire life in any other car. I think because I'm so short. So now I just leave my left foot on the dead pedal and my right foot on the accelerator and just sit back and relax and use autopilot. And it's the most comfortable drive ever in the whole world. But I mean, I feel like I'm 5'2", so I do like that the Model Y, the seats are supposedly a little bit higher. There's a little more room for like car seats and putting car seats in the car. Thank God I don't have to deal with car seats anymore. But things like that, there's a little more space in the Model Y. But I wouldn't like that feeling of sitting higher up off the ground and feeling like a more kind of rocky feeling going around curves because you're up higher. I love how low to the ground the Model 3 is. I love feeling like I'm driving a sports car, but also looking like I'm driving a luxury car. And it's mature, but I feel like I'm 16 driving a sports car. I can't really explain it. I love the handling on the Model 3. And there's a lot of guys too. There's a guy at work that I work with. He has a Model X and a Model 3, and he said compared to the Model 3, he hates the Model X. And because he loves that low to the ground feeling with the Model 3. Even though the seat is low to the ground, he loves the Model 3. It feels sportier. Congratulations to Flux Labs picking up your Model Y Performance on Tuesday. Oh my God. If I could afford a Model 3 Performance, yes, I would absolutely 100% buy that. I wish I could have got the Model 3 Performance, but I am too poor for that, so I couldn't afford it. But that would have been freaking awesome. I would care about the performance more than the long range. That's awesome. So Model Y Performance, awesome. Mark, exactly. If you don't need the range now, why pay 10,000 more for more long range? I agree. I'm totally happy with my standard range plus. But again, I don't do state to state or cross country road trips. So if I did, and I did them all the time, then maybe that would be more taxing for me to have the standard range plus. But because I only use the car for work and seeing family, then I don't need the long range. All of your comments that I haven't been able to answer, I'm so sorry. I'm trying. There's so many of you, and this is my first time, so cannot believe all the comments. Yes, I do know about fractional shares. That's a very good idea. Let's see. Yes, it has been a cool year in Texas so far. All this freaking rain. David Nielsen, and Mark, never-ending rain. Yes. Yeah. But today I started feeling that heat. Like as soon as the rain stopped, it was like 85 to 90, like real quick, like within 30 minutes. It's like I know it's gonna be super freaking hot here as soon as it stops raining. But for now, we've been okay. But the mosquitoes, oh my God. Jesus, the mosquitoes have never been this bad, like in my entire life. It's terrible. What? Apparently the Plaid has been canceled? Well, that's not sure what to say to that. Oh man, Jim Adams. 10 cents a kilowatt is a bargain. 24 to 32 cents per kilowatt in California. That is freaking painful. So what's worse in California? I mean, gas or electric? And I've heard some prices in Europe too. And I had to I'm like, oh my God, that's insane. We're very lucky to have cheap electricity here. That is definitely a huge benefit for me, but I can see why for some people having an electric car, it actually would not be that much cheaper because they pay so much per kilowatt hour. It's just like insane. We're very lucky to have cheap electricity here. Why didn't you get the white seats? Huh. William Cornett. Okay. I wanted, and I still want those white seats. I love the white seats. Love them. Love them. There's two main reasons that I did not get the white seats. I think the stitching is white, right? So even though the main part of the seat can be cleaned, I'm really worried about that stitching looking disgusting after a while. And thank God I did not get the white seats because I have never spilled a drink, like a full drink, in a car in my entire life that I am aware of, unless I was a child and I don't know about it. But like only a couple weeks after I got my Tesla, I was on the way to work. It was like 5:30 in the morning, and I had just got this coffee mug that actually, technically, I paid $200 for this coffee mug. It was free, but what happened was I went to the Houston Museum of Natural Science and I paid for this 1-year membership for me and all 6 of my kids and my husband. So for a 1-year membership for 8 people to the museum. And they were like, oh, here's a free coffee mug, for your membership. It's really cool. Had a T-Rex, skeleton on it and stuff. And it was like one of my first times using this coffee mug. And apparently it's like a double snap on the lid. I only did a single snap. It was real early. You have to really put some muscle into this freaking lid. Got in my car, got like an eighth of a mile down the road, and I went to go grab my coffee cup like this, like the lid, and and then go like this so I could take a drink. And the whole lid came off, and the entire 14 ounces of frothed milk and espresso and creamer went all over my seat, all between my seat, all over the floorboard, right through my carpet floor mats, which is why I now have all-weather floor mats. So I was being cheap in the beginning, and I got cheap $50 carpet floor mats. That was a huge mistake. Just get all-weather, people. That covers the edge of the floorboard. Anyway, thank God I didn't get white seats. Also, another thing, we're Texans. We wear a lot of blue jeans. And I wear a lot of navy for work. And I've noticed that with our blue jeans, a lot of times it will bleed. The stain will bleed. And I didn't want all my seats to be stained with that blue denim dye, if y'all know what I'm talking about. And also for my scrubs. Some of my scrubs bleed and stuff. So I felt like I was too scared to go with the white seats. So I didn't go with the white seats. Plus, they cost extra money, and I was being cheap, so I didn't go that route. But I love the white seats. They're beautiful. If you feel like you can do it, do it. But I have 6 kids, 2 dogs, a husband. I work and I have to eat on the road every single day, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner on the road in my car. And I'm pretty good, but occasionally there's that accident. So, yeah, no white seats for me. Maybe in the next Tesla. To everyone who has white seats, I'm jealous. And good for you. But I have heard that they're not that bad. Like, it's pretty easy to keep them clean, people have said. Shocking to me. I'd have to see it to believe it. I don't believe it. But they say they're pretty durable. They say that electricity in Texas is expensive. Is that true? No. It's insanely cheap. Electricity is insanely cheap in Texas. The average is 9 cents to 13 cents per kilowatt hour in Texas. I pay 10 cents per kilowatt hour in Texas, in Houston. I don't use any of that peak charging stuff or off peak hours or any of that. I literally just I may be doing it wrong, but sometimes I get home at noon. Sometimes I get home at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock. Sometimes I get home at 8 o'clock p.m. And I just plug my car in and let it charge. I don't do scheduled departure. I don't do scheduled charging. I don't have off-peak hours with my electricity because we already have like a discounted rate for whatever. We don't have that. So no, I don't do the off-peak hours thing, and I don't do scheduled charging or scheduled departure. But I do suggest using scheduled departure in the wintertime for sure, so that you're not using too much battery when you go to defrost your car and everything. I kind of learned that the wrong way. Y'all saw that video when I was driving home. It was freezing cold. And I'm like, I should have used scheduled departure. I'm not going to make it home. But anyway, I haven't learned about that too much. Didn't really get that cold again after that freeze. But this year I will learn how to use scheduled departure better when it's colder out and you lose so much range. Let's see. Will Texas ever allow Teslas to be sold in state? I'm going to be honest, I don't have an answer for that. I don't even know if they already are. Are they? Do they already do that? I mean, I purchased online. So are you talking about like going to like an actual Tesla store and purchasing one there? I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know anything about that. I'm so sorry, Jim. I don't have an answer for that. I did hear that I heard, I don't know if this is true, but even though we have the Gigafactory coming in Texas, they have to ship, like if you purchase one, okay, and it was made here, and you live in Texas and you purchase a car that was made at the Texas Gigafactory, they have to ship it out of the state and then out of the state of Texas and then ship it back for you to purchase it, which is because I guess maybe you can't purchase them in the state of Texas. I don't know how all that works. A bunch of complicated crap. I'm sure that eventually they will be sold everywhere and there won't be any issues anymore. I think just because like, I don't know, like all this electric car stuff is new. I think there's a lot of stupid regulations and stupid things, and they're trying to tax people on stupid crap. And so I think that that's where all that stuff's coming from. I'm sure over time you'll be able to buy them anywhere. Thank you everyone for saying that I'm not fake. It's such a compliment. I'm definitely not fake. I don't have the energy to be fake. I don't have the know-how to be fake. Like it is what it is. I'm trying my best here. And I don't ever want my channel to be like, I don't know, like when I first started watching Tesla videos, I don't really watch them anymore, but when I first purchased my car, I was like, holy crap, I don't know anything about this car at all. Like this might have been a huge mistake. I don't even know what this is. I was watching like a million videos, and there was so many that it was just like, they really know what they're talking about, but it was so, they were using such big words, and they were so educated on this Tesla stuff that they didn't really dumb it down for people like me. And I'm like, I remember in the 90s when they came out with those books, it was like typing for dummies and like yoga for dummies and like computers for dummies and like stupid crap. And I'm like, this is like Tesla for dummies. Okay, that's what my channel is. Like, I'm not calling y'all stupid in any way. Somebody else got mad about that. I'm like, why are you getting upset? I want to learn something and then break it down for people in a way that anyone can understand. People from other countries, people of all ages, women, children, everyone. elderly people, like just I want every single human being to be able to understand what I'm explaining to them. But that's also, it's taking me a long time to be able to make those videos because I still don't know all the information. So I have to find the time in my day to be like, is this for real? Is this how this really works? And really understand it. So then I can go on my channel and break it down and explain it in a way that people can understand. If that makes sense. You know, I don't ever want this to be a channel where I'm just like trying to sell stuff and I'm being bought out. I have reviewed products. People send me products, but I haven't actually been like paid for review. And I don't ever want to be in a position where I feel like I need to fake liking a product or something like that, or like I don't know. I'm just trying to share my love about my Tesla and explain to people how they work and tell them like, hey, these cars are awesome and this is an option. So if this works for you, this is how they work, and I love it. If it doesn't work for you, then it doesn't work for you. And that's another thing too. I've heard a lot of people say that a lot of Tesla people are like, I know some of y'all, some of y'all watching are, they're like Tesla obsessed. Now I am Tesla obsessed too, but if somebody wants to buy like a Mach-E, like they want to buy like an electric Ford or they want to buy an electric Volvo or whatever, I feel like it's my job to tell people about Tesla. Not really my job because I'm not getting paid for this, but like because I love my car so much and I believe in Tesla because it's been amazing for me and it's been an eye opener for me and then like a dream for me. I just want to be like, hey, this is what Tesla is. If you still choose to buy something else or you want something else or something else fits you better, then freaking go for it. If you want to get a Mach-E, then get a Mach-E. I'm not going to be like, you suck because you didn't buy a Tesla. Like I'm never going to be like that. Of course, I love Tesla better than anything, but I say that and I've only driven my Tesla. I haven't driven any other electric cars. I don't know anything about the other electric cars. I just know that I have a lot of respect for Tesla because they did it first. They did it better. They did everything better. And like, why wouldn't I go with that one? I feel like everyone else is just kind of, they have to go electric now because they have to keep up with the competition. So am I going to go buy an electric Ford? Absolutely not. I'm Tesla for life. Tesla has changed my life. Tesla is amazing to me. I think that it's a good company with good people and they have good intentions, especially with the Tesla mobile surface and things like that. And even with the little flaws, I feel like they're better than any other car company that I've ever dealt with in my entire life or that my family has ever dealt with. So of course I'm going to be all for Tesla, but I'm not going to judge people if they want to be all Volvo or all Ford or Porsche or whatever. Porsche. Let's see. If you're in a warmer climate, you don't get much improvement with the heat pump. That's exactly right. You're true. That's definitely true. That makes me feel better about not having the heat pump because honestly, it doesn't really make that much difference for me. It's really just about like knowing that my trunk is made for it and I don't have it. And I'm like, but honestly, yeah, like we had that crazy freeze in February, but that's like happens like once every 100 years here. I swear, everything for Houston is like, oh, it's the 500-year flood. It's only going to happen once every 500 years. And it happened to me. And like, oh, it's only going to freeze like this once every 100 years. And then like it happened to me. I'm like, but yeah, typically the heat pump is not really, it doesn't matter. Y'all are right. That makes me feel better. Let's see. My husband's probably like, honey, it's been an hour and 24 minutes. I think you were supposed to stop the live stream like 24 minutes ago, but I'm gonna be like, sorry, do you need to get in here? I'm having fun. I hope y'all are having fun too. Let's see. Tesla may put Geico out of business. That's why. Well, if they don't support Tesla, then I feel like maybe they should go. But I wonder if there's more to that comment, Alex. Like, you know. Sweet Jazz 2007. Do you feel the standard range acceleration is still quick when passing cars or merging onto the freeway? I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say HE double hockey sticks on here, but yeah. This is it's insane. It's insane. And I'm like, okay, when I first got this car, I was like, holy crap, this car is like insanely fast acceleration wise. And it's so smooth. I mean, you can punch it, nothing wobbles, nothing moves, there's no sound, and then you're punching it and you're like, oh, I feel like I'm not moving. You look over, you're doing 104 miles an hour. It's like it's crazy, and oh my god, it's so addicting. And every single person that I've gotten in my car, I know a lot of people are probably going to judge me on this and be like, you're one of those people. But when I get people in my car, friends, family, coworkers, I love all my coworkers. I wonder if any of them are on here. But I've gotten them in there, and we get somewhere safe that I know it's kind of generally a safe area. I look around for other cars and stuff like that. And then I'm like, okay, you're good. Punch it. And they're like, are you sure? I'm like, drive it like you stole it. Punch it. Punch it. And I have to yell at them like 5 times. I'm like, punch it. And they punch it, and they're just like, holy crap. And my car, my 2020 Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus, is the slowest Tesla that there is. I mean, it's the slowest one. And people are like, holy crap, this is insane. My aunt, I love my aunt. She's the one that her husband just recently passed away, but I've been helping her with everything. And I got her in my car, and we were going to do stuff. And I said, we were on a back road in the country. And I said, I didn't want it to be like this, that when you rode my car the first time, but I am excited for you to finally ride in my car. I was like, are you afraid to go fast? And she's like, HEW double hockey sticks. No, I'm not. Go ahead, go fast. My uncle was a race car driver, and so I punched it, and she was like instantly like, holy crap, this car is insane. Just you feel that force on you, and so I can't even imagine driving like a Roadster or a Model S. Man, I'm so jealous. Like, the Roadster would be like my dream car. Yes, this car is fast. It's the slowest Tesla that there is, and yes, it's way faster than all the other cars. My husband, I have raced him a few times. Hopefully he's not watching my live stream anymore. He probably is, because he's probably like, why is she taking so long? She needs to like stop the live stream. He probably needs to like get in his studio and do stuff. But I've beat him every single time. In his 2021 Subaru WRX STI, I've beaten him every time at the 0 to 60, because he's losing like half a second every time he has to shift. And plus mine's just faster. Mine doesn't have that 1 second lag when you first punch it. It just immediately goes. It is power on demand. I mean, it's addicting. I could never go back. I've tried driving our other gas cars a few times, and I got in my old car, my 2012 Mazda 2. I guess like a month or two or something like that. And I did a short for you guys. Excuse me. And I can't remember if I included it in there, but I thought there was something wrong with the transmission. Because remember I said it overheated, and then I got it looked at, and they said it was fine. It was probably just because it was super hot that day or something, and the AC, like, I don't know, it overheated for a second. But then it's fine. No serious damage. But anyway, I punched the car to cross the street, and it like didn't go anywhere. And I was like, oh, we're going to die. Because I was like, the car was coming, and I expected it to go faster because I'm used to driving my Model 3, and there was a lot of lag, and I kept hitting the accelerator, every light, after every stop sign, every turn, and I'm like, man, is there something wrong with the transmission? Like, am I going straight into second gear? Like, what is happening? But apparently, it's just slow. it's just slow. And so I've gotten so used to driving my Model 3, like I could never go back to doing gas. There's no way. There's so much lag when you hit the. I could go on. If you haven't ridden in a Tesla and you're watching this, you got to figure out some way to test drive one of these cars because it is freaking awesome. But I feel like I've been driving my Tesla Model 3 for so long that like I'm like I want it to go faster now. I've gotten used to the fast so much it's like not fast enough for me anymore. But when I first started driving it, I was like, holy shiitake mushrooms, like this is fast. It still is. I just want to go faster now because I'm addicted. I'm addicted to the speed. All right, let's see. Not many people realize ice are dead. Yep, you are correct. I didn't either until I got a Tesla, and then I'm like, oh my God, I had no idea the end was so near. No idea the end was coming. Oh, not all heroes wear capes. Thank you, Dick Pants. Thank you. I do love my job very, very much. Teslas are the safest cars ever tested. The big insurance companies don't understand this. They only see the high price. I think that you're right. I think you are 100% right. Because, when I talked to Geico, they were like, well, that glass is expensive on the top and blah, blah, blah. And, all this stuff. And the battery's expensive and all these things are expensive. They basically weren't educated at all at Geico on Tesla. And then USAA was like, oh, we know they're safe. Like, they're insane. They're great cars. And they were asking me all these questions and excited for me and everything. I don't know how that works, but USAA knew these are legitimately like great cars and they're safe and they love them. And Geico just saw big price tags to replace things like the windshield, for example. So to replace my windshield on the 2020 Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus, it was going to be $968, I think, total cash, like not using insurance. So I got a $500 deductible with USAA, but Geico just sees things like that. But I've seen a lot of the crash tests online. Like I've seen those YouTube videos and I watched a lot of them when I had ordered my Tesla, but I hadn't actually taken delivery and I was totally freaked out. Because, I don't want a car that's not safe because I need to be around for my kids. I have 6 kids and I need to be here for them. I can't, I may feel like a failure every day going to sleep, but I also can't imagine like them living without me, having to be here without me and me not taking care of them. I need to be around for my children. And I have a dangerous drive every single day. And the sheer fact that, everything in the universe works on percentages and numbers, like the fact that I drive so much and so fast with so much traffic and so much road debris, it's more likely that something will happen to me, a bad accident, a super bad accident. And I've watched tons and tons of videos on them wrecking these cars, and they are incredibly safe. They're really safe. And yeah, they're not perfect. And yes, the batteries can catch on fire. But, I'm not going to go into this too far. But I will say that even after the big Tesla accident that we know happened recently, I still feel just as safe in my car. I don't think that was some kind of issue with the car itself. I still feel just as safe in my car. And also, since I've owned my Tesla since the end of September of last year, I have counted 5 other cars that I have seen completely consumed with flames and down to absolutely the skeleton of the car on fire, all 5 of them, and none of them were Tesla. That is the only one that I've heard of, and I wasn't there, but I have seen with my own 2 eyeballs 5 other cars that have been on fire. One of them caught on fire at work in the parking lot and burned the 2 cars next to it. And it was I believe it was a Nissan. And I've seen 3 Fords that were on fire, and the other one I'm not sure what kind of car that was. But this car is incredibly safe. I feel safe in it. I feel like my kids are safe in it. That's important to me. And that's one of the main reasons that I bought the car, was because I do believe it is super safe. And I still feel like that to this day, even more so after driving it in the rain and all kinds of conditions. It is incredibly safe. So how does your leather seats hold up? So far, like, I have had no issues at all. None. Even with the coffee spill in my car, I was able to get all of it out. I have a rainbow vacuum cleaner, and which basically filters the debris through water, and you can also do wet vac. So with the coffee spill in my car, I used white vinegar and water, and I would spray that and then suck it out with a vacuum and then spray it more. And even with all the food that I've eaten in my car and my hair going all over the car and dirt from going to visit my family in the country, and the dogs have been in my car twice, but not on the seats. I put the back seats down so they have the whole trunk in the back of the seats. My kids and their muddy feet and everything. I have no scratches on my seats at all. Not one single scratch. There's not a single thing wrong with any of the seats in my car. And I am shocked because I have beat the crap out of them. And also, I did freak out one day. I took my kids somewhere and we had all put sunscreen on. And I noticed a few days later that there was like these, because I have the black seats, there was these navy blue marks, like on kind of like where your arm hits right here on the seat. And it was like navy blue spots. And I was like, oh my God, like some kind of chemical has gotten on my seats and like ruined the black color. And like, oh my God, it's bleached my seats or something. And I'm like, what could this possibly be? It's like in the same spots in all the seats where your arms hit. And then I was like, oh, I'm like, this is sunscreen. So the sunscreen from my kids' arms and mine had got on the seats and like where our legs were too. And it had turned the black this blue color. But I just took unscented, sensitive Huggies baby wipes, which have been a godsend to me and my Tesla. And I took them and I just like scrubbed the seat with it where the sunscreen was, and it all came off. It didn't actually hurt the seats at all. So, and then recently, because of all this freaking rain here in Texas, and the mosquitoes are like, they're insane. They're unbelievable. I mean, we're talking like Jumanji crap here. I've been covering myself in deep woods off from the aerosol spray can, like that real stinky stuff that guys wear when they go hunting. And I've got that all over my seats last week and the week before. And I was really worried that it might do something to my seats, but nothing at all. I have no issues. So the seats have held up extremely well. I have no issues at all whatsoever. So if, people say the same things about the white ones. So, I mean, I know my black ones they're good to go. I'm sure they'll be good for 10 years with no problem. Let's see. Alex said, I put my Performance Model Y in chill mode once for 1 minute. He doesn't like chill mode either. Chill mode sucks, you guys. I am all about that standard acceleration. I don't even know why they call it standard. That is not standard. They should be sport acceleration and sport steering. I don't know. It should be like sport and chill, not standard and chill, but whatever. Dick Pants. Are you related to Bryce Dallas Howard? No. I wish. I wish I was, but no. Thank you. I'll take that as a huge compliment. Thank you. Do you feel the steering above 80 miles per hour? What? I thought I meant what you knew by that comment, but now I'm confused. Are you going to visit the new Gigafactory? You know, somebody at work actually asked me this on Friday, and he was like, have you been there yet? Are you going to go? You know, it would be cool, but like I have so much other crap going on in my life that no, I will probably never go to the Gigafactory, even though I've been wanting to go to Austin. I have family in Austin and it's beautiful there. And I've been wanting to take my kids camping in Austin, but I'm probably never going to make it there, if I'm being honest. Like, it's just, I don't know. I wish I could. I wish I could. I have too much stuff going on in my life, though, for that. I have seen some of the aerial videos of them working on it, though, which is pretty cool. Hi, what setting do you use for regenerative braking? I always use the full regenerative braking. I freaking love it. I was fully prepared when I took delivery of my car about what regenerative braking would probably feel like. And my poppy, my granddad, he took me golfing a lot when I was little to the golf course, me and my brother. And so I've driven a lot of golf carts, you guys, like a lot. Like I love driving golf carts. And so it's kind of the same thing. I mean, when I try to explain to people what it feels like to drive a Tesla, I'm like, it's like driving like a rocket ship golf cart. So, you know, that's an electric motor. So as soon as you touch the pedal, the accelerator, you're going. There's no wait for that engine to rev up or nothing. And as soon as you let off, there's no more power going to that motor. So you immediately slow down. So I had an idea of what it would feel like. And as soon as I pushed the accelerator and then let off to leave the parking spot when I took delivery, I immediately fell in love with the regenerative braking. I know I've had a lot of people tell me that it takes them a while to get used to it, especially people that I have test drive my car. They're like, whoa, that really slows down quick. And I'm like, yeah, but you get used to it. I mean, that one pedal driving is like addictive. I pretty much never use my brakes ever, except if somebody slams on their brakes in front of me. But typically that doesn't happen either because I am usually pretty far back because I'm a careful driver and I look out for other people on the road. So I don't usually ride people's butt and get too close to them, even at lights and stuff like that. So I pretty much never use the brake pedal ever. Sometimes I even use it on purpose because I'm like, well, I don't want them to get rusty because I'm like never using the brakes. Because you know how sometimes your car sits in the driveway for like a long time and then it gets some rust on there. So sometimes I'll just use the brakes because I'm like, maybe that's a thing. Maybe it'll get rusty if I don't use them. That might not be a thing. I might make a fool out of myself right now, but sometimes, yeah. I love the regenerative braking. Oh, especially to me, the best thing about regenerative braking is, hear me out, you guys. When you're speeding on the freeway and you're not using autopilot and you're like off in your own mind thinking about things, whatever, and you got that lead foot on the accelerator and you're going pretty fast and then you see a cop and you're like, holy, I need to slow down. You just let off the accelerator and your car will slow down to the speed limit real quick. And when I say the speed limit, I mean it will slow down real quick. Obviously, you know where to stop it at the speed limit. Other people have been like, oh, it just knows to slow down to the speed limit. I'm like, no, like it just slows down fast. But yeah, you just let off the accelerator and all of a sudden you're doing the speed limit. Cop doesn't know any better and you don't get caught. And then I've driven gas cars after that and I see a cop and I let off the accelerator and the car's like still going 75 miles per hour. And I'm like, ah! And then I like hit the brake and then I like hit it too much. And then, you know, the cop can see like the car, you know, the front end goes down a little bit because you hit the brake. And I'm just like, oh my God. It's like, I don't know. It's so smooth to pretend like you weren't speeding in a Tesla. But with the gas cars, like you have to let off the accelerator and then put your foot on the brake and then hit the brake. And then you don't want to hit it too much, but you want to hit it quickly because you've already wasted a few seconds and you're still speeding. And it's like, it's a lot easier to avoid speed traps when you're doing one pedal driving. Eventually, you know, people get used to it and they'll understand that. But for me, it was instant love on the regenerative braking. I just think it's so cool. What? Have you ever eaten spicy food and drank milk to cool off? Abso-freaking-lutely. Yes. Vanilla ice cream helps too, by the way. Oh, thanks, Brienne. Joined late. Love your content. Thank you. So happy to see girls on here. When I first started, it was all men. Nothing against the men. I love you guys too. But, you know, I love to put my mom jokes in here. And I just feel like this might be kind of sexist, but I feel like us women are kind of less informed about car stuff. Not always, but, you know, a lot of us, you know, we don't typically keep up with this stuff. So when I talk to men, when I see them, you know, work, whatever, and we'll start talking about Tesla, they've heard about Tesla. They know about Tesla. But sometimes I talk to women and they're like, what's that? I'm like, it's an electric car. Anyway, it makes me so happy that there's women on here that I can talk to and have my mom jokes and, like, you know, explain to them too and show them how freaking awesome these cars are and that nobody needs to be afraid of these cars or intimidated by them. I was so intimidated when I first ordered this car. I'm like, I'm in way over my head. This stuff is confusing about the kilowatts and the electricity and all this stuff. Like, I was freaking out, and now it's nothing. I love it. I can never go back. Thanks, David. Oh. Let's see. Will you get full self-driving? And, okay, hold on. Let me go back. 85 is the new 65 miles per hour here in Houston, Sarah. Yeah, I know. It is. Yeah, people, I'll be doing 74 and people pass me like I'm standing still. Are you considering getting your windows tinted? I did my windows and it made a difference for me. Yes, I do want to get my windows tinted. I actually don't feel a lot of heat coming through the roof, but I do feel a lot of heat coming through the bottom of the back window because the bottom half of it is not tinted, only the top half. And I feel a lot of heat and sun coming through the side windows and through the front windshield. So yes, I do want to get my windows tinted eventually. But if I'm being honest, I haven't done that much research on getting the windows tinted and like where I should get it done here in Houston and like what's a good deal and who has like the good stuff and what I should use and all that stuff. I haven't had time to research all that. But yes, eventually I'm going to get my windows tinted for sure. Also, I'm a redhead and I already have a lot of sun damage from being at the beach and other things, and I don't need any more from my 2-hour drive every day. So yes, I will be getting the windows tinted eventually. So that, yes, definitely. Will you get full self-driving? Okay, I have a lot of opinions on full self-driving. One, I'm too poor to get it, okay? But let's pretend like I had a lot of money to blow and I could afford full self-driving. I still probably would not get full self-driving at this point because it doesn't transfer over, and I think that that's freaking stupid and ridiculous. Like, why am I going to spend $10,000 to get this full self-driving? And then if I want to trade this Tesla in and get a more expensive one or get a different one or whatever, and then I lose my full self-driving, like, I don't know. To me, that's just a complete waste of money. And I also, for me personally, because I am able to use autopilot, the basic autopilot, I think it's technically called auto steer beta, but I'm not exactly sure. It's just a free autopilot that came with the car. I can use that on almost my entire trip every day. I use it for probably 95 miles a day. I mean, well, no, I take that back because there's some construction zones. I use it for probably 70 miles a day. I use my autopilot. Now, people that don't drive on the freeway a lot, I can see why they would want full self-driving because they can't ever use the autopilot because they only drive on city streets. So obviously for them, it would be more important to get full self-driving because they could drive on city streets. But for me, I already use autopilot so much, it wouldn't actually make any difference for me to get full self-driving because I only drive on the freeway. I hope that makes sense to everyone. So like, I can't transfer it. So, that sucks. And then I already use autopilot for like almost my entire drive every day. So I don't need full self-driving. And I also feel like I've seen videos and it's really, really good, but it's not like you can just sit in the back and go to sleep, even trains that are on a track at a set speed with no through traffic and no issues other than people crossing at railroad tracks and maybe a stray animal every once in a while, they still have someone watching that's driving the train. Like, so if a train needs a driver, then obviously a car needs a driver. I don't know. I think I'm not going to be getting full self-driving. Now, if they do a subscription thing where you could pay for it monthly and then cancel with no fee and then get it again later for another road trip or something, absolutely. Sure. I'd pay $200 a month for that. If I'm going on a trip, to freaking New York or something like that, several states away, and I want to pay for full self-driving and, pay $200 for the month or whatever and enjoy that on my trip and then cancel when I get back with no issues, then that would be freaking awesome. If they could do a subscription for full self-driving, which I've heard people say that they are going to do that, then that would be super cool. And I think Tesla could make a freaking killing off of that. So I think they should go subscription with it because that's just my opinion. I know it's different for a lot of people, but paying full price for full self-driving, no, I'm not going to do that. Oops, I went too far. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to make sure I didn't miss anyone. Yes, I give everyone, Mark, I give anyone and everyone free test drives too. So do I. I don't even know how many people I've gotten to drive my Tesla, but every single person, like even my general contractor that works on my house, he's not even from here. And I got him to drive my car and all my family and coworkers and even my neighbors, I try to get them to drive it. I don't know how many people I've gotten to get in my car, but quite a few. And every single person has fell in love instantly. It's so fun. I'm sorry, guys. I'm going to be missing a lot of comments. I've already gone over 53 minutes and 54 seconds. I want to keep going forever. Let me see if there's a few more that I can answer. And thank you, everyone, for the compliments. I appreciate you so much. You have no idea. I appreciate y'all being here and saying nice things all the time. No, I did not hear about the new law for Texas, but I did hear about some stupid thing where they're trying to freaking charge us like a $200 tax per year for EV owners in Texas. And I'm like, what? So, and then somebody was saying, I don't know, we need to write somebody and appeal it, which I agree, and it's on my to-do list, but I haven't done it yet. Because we're already getting taxed. They're saying because people get taxed on gas, so then we should be taxed, but like we're already taxed on the electricity. So like why are you freaking taxing us for just having an EV? $200. Like that, I can drive a long freaking way on $200. Like this is freaking stupid. You're charging me, if you charge me a $200 tax per year, I'm only paying $40 per month for insurance. I mean, that's like, I'm not for insurance, $40 a month for electricity. And then you're charging me $200, and that's supposed to be your tax for like my electric use. Like, I don't know. So I don't know what law you're talking about, Randy Ramirez, but I did hear about that stupid tax thing that I've been meaning to try to do something about. Okay. Typography, late to the live stream, but will be listening while walking my dog, LOL. That's awesome. I need to walk my dogs too. Yeah. David Patton or David Payton, your comments on the crash. Yeah. I don't want to go into that too much, but dun, 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 dun. Love him or hate him? What is your opinion of Elon Musk? I mean, I don't know him personally, but if everything I know about him is true, like about, you know, all the things he's done for Tesla and SpaceX and everything, and you know, he's been loving this stuff since he was a kid. I mean, he's an entrepreneur and he has done amazing things, and I love Tesla and I love SpaceX, and I think he's freaking awesome. I mean, that's just my opinion. I think he freaking rocks. I'm all for doing things differently if they're better for everyone. And yes, saying that, better for everyone, you know, I've had so many comments that Teslas are not environmentally friendly. I get it. The lithium battery is not that environmentally friendly. I understand. I haven't done a lot of research on it, but I'll just say this. I don't know a lot about that in, you know, the comparison between gas and electric and how bad it is for the environment, but I do know that that's not why I purchased this car. I didn't purchase it because I was going green, and I didn't purchase it to make, you know, the planet better. I would like to think that it's better, but I purchased this car because it was beautiful and comfortable and safe to drive and fun to drive, and I basically live in my car, and it was cheap on maintenance and cheap on energy usage. So I'll try to make a video soon on how much I've spent driving this car and how many miles I've gone spending that much, and it's like nothing compared to a gas car. So typography, yes. So many male Tesla content creators. Just a fact. It's true. There's nothing wrong with it, you guys. So it's nice to see a fellow woman sharing her experience. If I wasn't camera shy, I would want to make my own videos too. Girl, well, I am super camera shy. I can't believe I'm freaking doing this right now. My first video that I did ever was like this unboxing for a Sony ZV-1 because my husband was like forcing me to do it because I hadn't received my Tesla yet. I hadn't taken delivery. I've never had a YouTube channel before. I'm extremely camera shy. I was freaking out trying to do my makeup, my hair, and everything for this, but just start doing it. And eventually you'll just look at this camera like you're talking to your friends. And that's what I do. I just kind of imagine I'm talking to my best friends about this car and everything I love and explaining it to my kids and my coworkers, my family. And, you know, you just kind of, you get used to it. And I love it now. And at first I was so freaked out. I almost gave up and threw up in this very room right over there when I was doing that unboxing on that camera, which sucked, by the way, in some ways. And I returned it, but you'll get used to it. If you want to make a YouTube channel, freaking go for it. Just go for it. I will help you, typography, whatever you need. You can email me. I know I've put out my email on my Twitter, my Instagram, but I will help you do your own channel. I think that's awesome. If you want to do your own Tesla YouTube channel, freaking just do it. If you screw up, oh well, who freaking cares? I mean, I thought I was going to be a complete failure, and now look at me. I'm doing a live stream, and there's people in here that actually want to talk to me. So you should just go for it. I will help you in any way I can. You should not be afraid. I was scared poopless when I started, and now I love doing it. This is my pastime. I'm at 2 hours and 59 minutes, and I don't want to get off here because I just love talking about my car and doing all this stuff. So you should just go for it. Mark, Elon is the smartest man on the planet and will change it for all of us. It's all about energy. Forget about all the car stuff. Yes. One of my favorite quotes that I had seen from Elon was something like, basically the idea that Tesla has is that everyone can drive for free forever on nothing but sunlight. And I think that solar energy is freaking amazing. It's the way to go. I would love to get solar panels if I could afford them on my house. Hopefully one day I'll have that. But I think it's brilliant. I totally agree with you. Make sure you get ceramic tint. Yes. Your thoughts on Tesla stock. If you can afford it, go for it. I can't afford it. Maybe I should get some, you know, I don't know, do some partial shares or something, but I have other things to spend money on, like children and dogs and whatnot. Let's see. Have you camped inside your Model 3? I have been wanting to. We almost did the other night. We had an issue with our hot tub, and the pool place gave us the wrong ratio for the acid and base, and we created a very strong gas in our house, in our backyard, and then we couldn't go to the hotel because it was like Memorial Weekend and graduation and summer, and so all the hotels were booked from here to 2 hours away. So we almost did camp inside of my car, but we ended up being able to get everything cleared and the gas out of the house and everything. So, but I do want to get one of those mattresses, and I want to take my kids camping, and like they can sleep in the tent, and then like I'll sleep in my Tesla. What I really want is an 8-seater Tesla. That's what I want. Somebody freaking make that happen, please. 7 is not good enough. I need an 8-seater. If they can make a Tesla minivan, that would be freaking awesome. Yes, David, I agree with you. I don't know what it is about the Tesla parasite that gets in our brain when we buy and own a Tesla that we just like have to tell the world about it because we're so obsessed with our cars. But yeah, I mean, Tesla doesn't need to advertise. Like, I'm not getting paid for this. Like, I mean, you know, I get paid by Google Ads to do Tesla videos, but that's it. Like, I had somebody accuse me. They were like, you're full of crap and like you're paid by Tesla and whatever. I'm like, dude, I wish I was paid by Tesla. Like, I freaking do this stuff for free because I'm obsessed with my car, and I just want other people to know that this option is out there, and these cars are super awesome because I didn't know anything about them. And yeah, I say that all the time too. Like, Tesla doesn't need to advertise. Why are they going to waste their money on that? Because we just do it for them because they're amazing. If you have a good product, people are going to tell other people about it, and they have a good product, so they don't need to advertise. They need to put that energy and that time and those employees on other jobs that are more important, like quality control and making sure that they are able to continue the Tesla mobile service, because that's so awesome. I will be so pissed if they ever stop doing that one day. Things like that are important. They don't need to waste that time on advertisement. Hello from Japan. What? That's awesome. Can only be one. That is so cool. I love seeing so many people on here from like all over the world, not just where I'm at. Oh, what? Okay, see? He said, bro, you starting a live stream when Mexico versus America and Logan Paul versus Mayweather is going on. Are you crazy, woman? Okay, so I fell asleep watching some fights last night and I totally forgot about that. Sorry, guys. I'll try to. Is that going on right this second? I guess I need to like get out of here. I forgot about the fight stuff. I do watch the fights sometimes, but do I like the Pauls? No. But this fight that I saw last night was like really good. I think it was like an older one that my husband and I were watching, and then I fell asleep. Where did you get your chair? My husband got this as a review unit. It's called, I know y'all can't see that, but it's Easy, EASY SMX. Oh, here. Let me see if I can. There you go. But it's definitely for. I probably shouldn't drink beer on my live streams because I keep burping, but it's definitely not for me. It's too big for me because I'm small. But if you're a big dude, then this chair probably will be pretty comfortable. My husband loves it, but not for little ladies like me. All right, let's see. Hi from China. What? Man, I'm so happy to see so many of you from all over the world. That is just, it's so cool. It makes my kids excited too. They're like, what? This person's in China? What? This person's in Australia? Mom, you're so cool. This person's in Canada. Like, it's so awesome. I love everybody all over the world, and all I care about is traveling and my Tesla, really. And my family, of course. My dogs. So awesome. Let's see. Oh, that's a very good point. David said Ford spends $5 billion a year on advertising. That's one reason why they're going bankrupt. You may have a very good point, sir. That's a very good point. You see Ford commercials everywhere. They need to put that into other things like putting a mirror on the back of their visors, even in their basic truck. That's important. How the heck are you going to not put a mirror back there on the visor in the driver's side? Come on. Anyway, sorry. When is the text box 3 coming out? They usually ship out at the beginning of the month. The first one, I think the first one was shipped out at the end of April, and then they were supposed to ship out that was the founder's box, and then the next one was supposed to be like the beginning of May, and then the beginning of June, but something happened because there was some kind of issue with oh my god, I can't think of it. A canal, like waterway, was like closed off or something, because I messaged the company too, because I talked to them on email and Twitter and whatever. And I was like, dude, what's the deal? Like, where's the test box, the first one? Because you get the founder's one when you first order, they send it to you like immediately. And then all the boxes are supposed to come at the beginning of every month. And I was like, why is this late? Like, am I not getting the box anymore? Like, did I not do a good enough job on the video? Like, what's the deal? And they're like, no, like there was a canal was shut down and we couldn't get our supplies. And so everything got screwed up. And so everything was like pushed back a couple weeks because of this, I don't know, some crazy canal issue. I don't watch the news, you guys, because like I already have enough drama and crazy stuff in my life. Like, I don't have time to watch the news or the energy to like. So anyway, they're supposed to be shipped out at the beginning of every month, but I'll try to find that out and let you know on Twitter or something if you follow me on there. I don't know how to say her name. I'm so sorry. I'm really bad at pronouncing pretty much any word because I'm just like a redneck country girl and my husband has to correct my English all the time. But Nihant, maybe. Hello from Toronto, Canada. Seeing so many Teslas driving around now, maybe I just noticed them more. No, you are seeing more because when I ordered my Tesla in June or July of last year, I started counting them, and I only counted 0 to 3 on my daily trip, Monday through Friday to work, and that's 55 miles one way, 55 miles back, and in total I would count 0 to 3 Teslas. And now, after I took delivery of my car, now I see like 10 to 20 per day. They're blowing up. They're everywhere. They're all over the place. Even here where I live, in this tiny little kind of neighborhood community, I was the first one to get a Tesla a few months ago. And now I know that there's somebody that works at the Walgreens by me, and they have a 2021 Model 3. It's there every single day. I even tweeted out a picture of it one day. I parked next to it. There's one in the neighborhood to the right of me. There's another lady I see all the time at Home Depot. Like, they are everywhere. They are blowing up. What do you think of the Cybertruck? I will probably, hold on. Mario 15. I hope that you caught what I just said about the issue with the canal thing with the test box order. I will talk to them about this, but they should be getting caught up pretty soon. They had that issue with the shipment because the canal was shut down and they couldn't get their supplies, so it kind of screwed everything up in May and June, but it should be getting back on track. So if you have any more issues, Mario 15, you can email me or message me on Twitter or Instagram, and I will reach out to Testbox for you and ask them like what the heck is going on if you have any issues. What do I think of the Cybertruck? Okay, so I'm going to answer this last one. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, Falcon fuel. Okay, this will probably have to be the last one because I'm pretty sure my husband has to get in here and do like a live stream thing or something too. I meant to do this from 7 to 8 p.m. and I was really freaked out. I thought I was going to do it for like 30 minutes because I didn't think I could stand the pressure and it was going to be like not good or like people weren't going to show up. But it's been 2 hours and 12 minutes. So I will definitely be doing this live stream again. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for showing up and asking all these things. Yes, I did think about doing the live stream from the car. I will consider that next time. But my husband already had it set it up in here for his own live streams, and I had never done one, and I wanted to be able to see comments, and I usually record with my phone, so that wasn't really going to be that good, especially because it's dark out now too. So anyway, good idea. Maybe next time. Okay, this is the last one I'm going to answer. The Cybertruck. This is from David Patton. I hope I'm saying that right. I don't think it's Peyton. I think it's Patton. What do you think of the Cybertruck? So I first saw the Cybertruck a while back, like a year ago, before I ordered my car, before I knew anything about Tesla. And my husband showed it to me, and I was like, what? The HE double hockle sticks is that? Like, what? Sorry, HE double hockle stick. You guys, I've been drinking. HE double hockey sticks. He showed me the Cybertruck, and I was like, that thing is like so crazy looking. Like nobody's actually gonna drive that, right? Like they're not actually gonna sell this. Like this is just one of those things where like they kind of send out the picture and they're like, this is what it could look like, you know, and then they don't actually like make it like that. I kind of think of it as like Prada, where like you see this stuff on the runway and like it looks really cool on the runway, or like Victoria's Secret stuff with like the big angel wings. And it's like really cool and really out there and really amazing, but like no one's actually gonna like wear that. You know what I mean? Like you can't like wear this to Target or HEB and go shopping. Like you don't wear this stuff. You're not gonna actually drive that car. It's pretty crazy looking, you know, and that's before I knew anything about Tesla. All I knew was it was all electric and it was really expensive. That's all I knew. And then I had been car shopping for a long time, and I purchased my Tesla, and I was doing all this research. And then once I started to learn about my Tesla Model 3 that I had ordered, and I started kind of understanding like the technology in it and how it worked and the specs and like the engineering behind it and all of these things and the reason for the shape and the aerodynamics of it and all these different things. And then I looked at the Tesla Cybertruck again, and it was like one of those aha, holy crap moments where I'm just like, this thing is freaking sick. This thing is amazing. I want one of these things. I will proudly drive this all over the place. Like it's insane. I want one so bad. But I don't know if that's going to be in my finances in a year, but we did place some pre-order, like a reserve on one. They're so cool. When I first saw it, I didn't believe it. It looked like an alien kind of machine. And then once I realized, like, no, like this is for real. People are going to be driving this. This is what it really is. This is why it looks like this. This is why it's so cool. And this is, it's the specs are insane. Just everything about it. It's awesome. It makes me feel like, I don't know. Tesla makes me feel like life isn't boring anymore, because life can be very boring sometimes, and Tesla has just changed my entire life. Like it made life fun again. And I mean, not that my kids and my husband aren't fun, but you know what I mean? Like I needed something for me, and for me, Tesla excites me. Just the everything, all of it. It's just amazing. It's amazing. So yeah, I freaking love the Tesla Cybertruck. When I first saw it, I did not believe it was ever actually going to be created and people were actually going to drive it. And now I'm like, I want one of those cars. I want one of those trucks. I have to have one. And every time somebody at work is like, oh, I need to get a new truck, or I need to get this, or I need to get that, I'm like, you need a Cybertruck. You need a Cybertruck. Oh, well, you need a Cybertruck for that. So it's like a running joke at work. They're like, don't tell Sarah you need to go car shopping. She's going to try to get you to buy your Cybertruck. Oh, like, don't bring up cars around the X-ray tech. You'll be stuck here for hours listening to talk about Tesla. Falcon fuel. No, I'm not. Okay, so when I first saw the Cybertruck, I was like, that's insane. I don't believe that's ever actually going to be a real thing. And now I am obsessed with the Cybertruck. So yes, I will help you convince your wife that it is cool, Falcon fuel. Cybertrucks are freaking awesome. It is the coolest truck on the entire planet. Hands down. Amazing. Yes, you should let your husband get a Cybertruck. Absolutely. Plus, it's made in Texas. What? Texas girl, right here, born and raised, never left. I'll die here. Anyway. Sell the share, buy a share of stock. Oh, yes. Tesla is fun for people of all ages. I agree. I agree. Okay, I'm going to say this one last thing, and I swear I'm going to shut this down. But a few months ago, and I did tweet this out, but I know not everyone on here sees my tweets, but I was on the way to work, and I was driving behind this other brand new Tesla for like 20 miles, and I was like behind them in the middle lane, and they kind of like, I could tell by the way they were driving, they knew I was behind them, and we were kind of like, switching lanes together and stuff like this, staying together, and I was behind them. And then I saw them, it was a gray Model 3, and I saw it like go to exit. And so I got over one and I sped up so that I could like wave to the person, because I want Tesla people to wave to Tesla people. It's, I always try to wave to people, but usually they're not paying attention, but they always leave me hanging. But anyway, I sped up next to this car and I looked over and I was waving and smiling, and it was this lady. And you guys, I'm not kidding you, she was over 75. She was an elderly lady, And, you know, she had her big sunglasses on and everything and her little hair done. And she looked over and she was just waving and smiling at me too while she was exiting. And it was just like the coolest thing ever, because when you think of technology like this that is so new and so unheard of, it's such a new company, it's such a new crazy way of doing things and way of thinking. And her generation was like owning it. You know what I mean? Sometimes when you think of super elderly people, it's like, you know, they can't get on with the smartphones. They don't know how to use a computer. And people have said to me, like, hey, I really want to get my mom one of these cars, but, you know, she's like 70 and I don't know if she can handle the technology. And I'm like, dude, get it for her. It's not hard. It's not that hard. It seems intimidating at first, but it's really not. And just to see that lady next to me owning it and waving at me, smiling too. And it was, you know, we're both women and we're both just like, I don't know. It was the coolest Tesla gang I've ever been in, was with like this 80-year-old lady. I don't know how to explain that any better, but it was just really cool to see that every generation is supporting this whole, you know, Tesla and EV thing and this technology and this way of living, and it's just really, really cool. Oh, typography, yes. Oh, love that story of waving at other Tesla owners. Absolutely, I love it. I think everyone should do that. If you own a Tesla and you see other Tesla drivers, freaking wave at them. Be like, hey, what's up? You know, it should be a thing. I had heard this rumor that it was a rumor that Teslas would have like a radio type system in them, you know, like a two-way radio. And so like when you're in range of like another Tesla, you could just like pop in and like say what's up to the other Tesla owner. It's some crazy thing I heard of, but I'm like, that's so cool. I don't know. Maybe a little too culty. I don't know. In early Model S days, people waved. Yeah. People have always waved where I come from. I come from the country. So the idea from that is like, I grew up out in the sticks in the middle of freaking nowhere in a bunch of cow pastures. So when people's properties are so big, you know, a few acres, hundreds of acres, whatever, and you see another person, you wave at them because it's been so many miles since you've seen another person. So I just grew up always waving at other drivers on the road. I still do it. A lot of people look at me like I'm completely insane and off my rocker, and they're like, I don't know who this woman is. Or like I'll see a spouse, like look at the other spouse, like, why is this girl waving to you? And I'm like, it's just like a country thing. Like, you're supposed to wave at other drivers. It's a nice thing to do. Members of the Tesla clan have a special bond. Yes. Yes, we do. Yes, Mark. Yeah, some people ignore me waving to them too. I think they're just, you know, it's just the way of the world. We're so busy with everything. We're just off in our own worlds, playing on our phones and thinking about emails. Robert Scott, I always wave and they wave back. That's awesome. Tesla is too big to wave now. They better not be. Tesla people, I hope that they stay humble. Don't get too big for your britches. Sometimes I feel like I do, but I have to bring myself back down and, you know. But I'm just so proud. Worked really hard for this car and this community, and this car has been so good to me. I just want to go out and shout it out to the world. But then I have to remember that some people don't always take that the same way. I'm like, no, it's okay you drive a Mazda. I'm just saying, you know, like, look at my Tesla. That's funny. Imagine if all F-150 owners were waving, they would block traffic in Texas. That's true. There's so many. So many. Truck drivers like to run Teslas off the road. I hope not. I'm always super nice to truck drivers. I always stay real far back. I flash my lights and let them go in front of me. Like, I always let them over. I never cut them off. So I be super nice to truck drivers, you guys. Super, super nice, and give Tesla a better reputation to truck drivers. I'll smash the truck with my Tesla. We're stronger and heavier. That's funny. Oh man. All right. I guess I better wrap it up. It's been 2.5 hours I've been doing this live stream, but it has been super, super fun. Thank you all so much for being so nice. I was totally freaked out when I was trying to hurry up and get ready and do this. It was a last minute thing. My husband didn't even suggest it until like noon. He's like, hey, you should just do a live stream. And I'm like, what? So I was so nervous, but you have all been so amazing. I promise I will definitely do this again. If the fight's still on or if the fight is on, go enjoy it. I'm sorry that I did this on a fight night. I didn't even think about that. So let me know. Maybe, I don't know. I'll be on Twitter. Y'all should follow me on Twitter at Sarah J. Awesome so that we can talk and plan live streams and stuff like that. People can chime in, ask for videos y'all want me to do, ask me questions, things like that. And I will definitely do one of these things again. And I'll try to figure out when it's best for everyone for me to come on and do one so that people can show up. Tonight seemed to be pretty good. So, of course, I have an early morning tomorrow. So we'll see. But thank you so much. I love you all so much. Thank you for being so supportive. Have a great week. And I will do a video as soon as possible. I'll let y'all know when. And I'll see y'all next time.